Welcome to the Find Your Positivity podcast. My name is Danyell. I'm a life coach specializing in financial success, motivation, and wellness. On this podcast, we state our daily affirmations and we set our focus of the day. Let's start your day on a positive note. Step into self-empowerment, healing, and growth. Be sure to come back Monday through Friday for daily episodes. Check out the links in the description box for more ways to access the podcast and for more content. Stay tuned to the end of the podcast for a channeled message for today. Welcome. Happy Monday. Hope everyone had a great, safe weekend. 2 more weeks and we start a new month. We're heading into September. As a wellness and financial coach, this is the perfect time of year that I check in with my clients on their yearly goals and we start thinking about what we want to accomplish for next year. It's never too early. This is your reminder to start reflecting and start planning for the next year. It's important to be honest about your current situation, your current finances, your wellness, your spiritual life, and just take note of where you are in life. I think as we get older, it's easy to just settle on your current reality. Once you reach that comfortable place, whether it's in your career, your finances, or your relationships, I think you reach a point and you say, okay, that's it. I've peaked. This is as good as it gets and I'm okay with it. However, I think we're meant to consistently evolve and grow. There's always change happening, and whether it's in your environment, whether it's your mindset, things are always changing, always evolving. Even though we want to just sit and be comfortable, nothing and no one is actually stagnant. Energy is always moving. So what does stagnancy look like? What does it feel like? According to Merriam Dictionary, it's defined as not flowing or not advancing or developing. So most of my clients are between the ages of 30 to mid-50s. I think when you hit your 30s, you definitely start to view life differently. And I think it's at that point where you take it a little more seriously. What do I want to focus on in my career? Am I making the right decision? Is this where I want to be in life? I think it's important not to give up on your hopes and dreams. You don't have to just settle for what's in front of you. So today our focus is about don't settle for mediocre. As you listen to the Find Your Positivity podcast, don't forget that I am a life coach and I'm here to help you succeed and excel in life. I've been there. I've been in those situations where there's no one to turn to and I feel lost. Sometimes your friends and family, they aren't on that same path. So where do you go for motivation? Where do you go to feel empowered? You're not alone and help is here. Whether you're needing advice on budgeting, time management, accountability, staying inspired, or just someone to talk to, I'm here for you. Use code POSITIVITY to save 50% on your intro coaching session. My promise to you is if I'm not the best fit for your coach, then the session is free. Book today at CoachDanyell.com. One thing I've learned in my spiritual journey is that you have to trust the process. I can promise you, you won't always have everything figured out, but by preparing and gathering knowledge and choosing to show up, there will be progress. I'm a huge advocate for goals. I believe if you're striving for something, you have no choice but to progress. Everyone may not think the same, which that's okay, but I think if you're choosing to be in any situation where you're not happy, you're just choosing to settle, then I think your soul has a way of screaming for you to grow, whether you want to or not. You can only be in that situation or environment for so long, and you will hit a brick wall. When you're unhappy and craving more, changes must be made. We are here to grow and evolve. It's inevitable. When you resist this change, it creates resistance. Don't settle for a mediocre life. This isn't meant to trigger you, but if you are triggered, are you truly happy? Let's state our affirmations to not settle in life. I refuse to settle and live a mediocre life. I refuse to settle and just be okay. I refuse to settle and be unhappy. I refuse to settle and not feel joy. I refuse to settle and not see my value. I refuse to settle and not strive for more. I refuse to settle and not experience life. I refuse to settle and not be loved unconditionally. I refuse to settle and not live life fully. Here on the Find Your Positivity podcast, I speak often about my love for books and how a book can inspire, motivate, and help you gain knowledge. Each day on the podcast, I provide a channeled message from either a book or a song. I'm excited to let you know that I've partnered with Audible, who has thousands of titles to choose from, including audiobooks, podcasts, groundbreaking originals, and just so much more. Plus, the Audible app makes it easier to listen anytime, anywhere. The Find Your Positivity podcast is available on the Audible app. So get your daily dose of positivity, self-empowerment, and motivation. Visit audibletrial.com/Coach Danyell. Also, did I mention new members try Audible free for 30 days? Again, that's audibletrial.com/Coach Danyell. CoachDanyell. Why settle for a mediocre relationship when you can experience bliss? Why settle for okay when you can have greatness? Why settle for living paycheck to paycheck when you can have wealth? There's more here for you. Limited mindsets are what keep us in these limited realities. How do we know what greater is if we've never seen it? If you've never left your current environment, how do you know what more looks like? As someone who did grow up in a small town, as a child, I was very ignorant to many things. I can admit that. I was sheltered, not cultured at all. It wasn't until I went off to college that I realized how sheltered and limited my life had been. I could have stayed in my small town, got married, had babies, and settled, but I chose growth. Though I was scared and had no clue about truly living life, I took a chance. I think we have to get comfortable with knowing you will be uncomfortable. But we have to take those leaps of faith. Whether it's trying a new job, moving to a new city, meeting someone new, or just experiencing life, it's about taking those leaps of faith. It's not always going to be comfortable, but that's okay. It's okay. If you made it this far in the podcast, thank you. Don't forget to come back for new episodes and check out the YouTube for more content. Today's channeled message is a quote from Marilyn Monroe. It reads, "I believe that everything happens for a reason. People change so that you can learn to let go. Things go wrong so that you can appreciate them when they're right. You believe lies so you eventually learn to trust no one but yourself. And sometimes good things fall apart so better things can fall together." So what does this quote mean? I think people and things are meant to be outgrown. You are meant to trust yourself and your choices. You have to trust that everything is working out for your good. You have to know that you are expanding always. Be brave. If you are a fan of affirmations or would like to listen to them, you can visit my YouTube at Purely Danyell, or visit my website, coachdanyell.com. Thank you. Don't forget to come back Monday through Friday for daily episodes. You can find more content on the Patreon, on YouTube, or other social media. Check the links in the description box. Thank you.